All right, let's see how bad this really is. So this is my other vehicle. It's a very loud truck. So we're gonna see if you guys can even hear me, or if I need to figure out a different microphone setup, which is a possibility. So here goes. All right. So it's actually not too bad at all. Right now the truck is off because I'm getting some diesel. But good morning. I am freezing cold. It is 29 degrees here right now, which to some of you may be like nothing. Those of you that live in, Montana, Colorado, some of the more northern states, Alaska. Down here in central Texas, it is flippin' cold. So one thing I like to do, I'll let you guys know this. So I've got my shake I made yesterday. You guys saw that. I like to actually chug a little bit of this real quick. And then when it's freezing like this, because this is cold on a cold day, not ideal, I get my coffee, hot coffee, fresh from the little gas station here where they grind it and brew it fresh. It's still gas station coffee, but it's not too bad. And then I will dump like half of it in here. And you got to be really careful when you're doing this, because if you have one of the regular shaker bottles, it will blow up your shaker bottle and you'll get coffee protein gook all over everything. But if you have one of these dope fancy blender bottles, this one's a stainless steel one, you always want to make sure you purge it a little bit before you shake it again. It has a little lock on the top. See that? So shake it up a little and then purge it. And that should be enough. So much better. Oh my gosh. I mean, it kind of taints the flavor of the Jocko Malk, because I really do actually like the flavors that they have. But it's warm, and when it's freezing or below freezing like this, that is a big deal. Pump stopped. Stand by. All right. So, the reason I am doing this in this vehicle today is because I am starting out the day with a little bit of a drive. So sometimes with what I do for work, I end up having to drive all over God's green earth to get stuff taken care of. So, man, I can't really, turns out I can't talk in the morning or in the evening. So this will be an interesting endeavor. Worked out this morning. What did I do? I did push day. So started out with some overhead press, some shoulder press. And my favorite machine was taken. And that is always a bummer. But it ended up working out, because I was able to do the first couple warm-up sets on like the little cable machine where you just adjust the weight, and it's one of those rocket ones where the whole machine moves when you do it. I don't love that when I'm trying to isolate. It just kind of throws off my equilibrium. My mind-muscle connection is not as dialed when I'm using that. So it's not my favorite. That's it. However, by the time I was done with my warm-up sets, the person that was on my favorite machine was done. So it worked out. So I jumped over there to do my working sets. Kind of had to dial it in from the first set, but it was really good. Nice solid one. And then I did some cable press, and then that? Oh, I did some decline press. So decline bench, just because I have been lacking in that a lot. I had a coach in high school that would talk about how too many guys would do decline pressing all the time because it felt easier and you could do higher weight, but then they would end up with these torpedo titties, is what he called them. It was in the middle of Alabama, so that was well, there's a van for you. Wow. That was a 90s Chrysler Pacifica that looked like it was straight piped. So that's something. But yeah, so my Alabama coach, that was a good time. That was actually really sick. In high school, they had varsity athletics class, and it was only in Alabama. You had two of your class periods in a row that were taken up by varsity athletics, and you would go in, and there was a half a football field of turf in this big, essentially warehouse type thing, and then all around it were squat racks with just tons of weights, and it was all of the guys from every sport were in one class, and all of the girls from every sport were in another class. And it was kind of sick, actually. Like, he taught us how to spot, how to actually do the exercises safely and properly. It was really cool. Like, it was a neat experience for sure. But so anyway, forgot where I was going with that. Torpedo titties, that's right. So he would harp on us and be like, hey, no, the things that you need to focus on are like an incline bench so you can build your upper chest, or just a straight bench press, because it kind of gets everything pretty well. So I never hit decline bench at all, because it just sort of stuck with me when he said that. But so I tried it recently, and I enjoy it. And I've learned that if you enjoy doing a certain exercise, whether it doesn't give you the exact perfect results that you want, or if it does, if you enjoy the exercise, if you enjoy the movement, you're going to do it more. And the more you work, the more you put the work in, the more results you'll get. So if I really like a specific workout, I would rather do that more than not doing any workout because I'm not enjoying myself. Anyway, that was a long roundabout way to say I did a decline bench this morning. So, decline bench, and then I did some cable press downs, so tricep press downs, whatever you want to call them. And I like to do those with a bar rather than like with a straight bar on it, rather than the rope, because you tend to be able to overload a little bit more on it. I don't like to go lightly. I feel like it's a waste of time, and when I only have an hour to do my workout, I don't like wasting time. So I did tricep press down, and then after that I went over and did I just did a couple sets of push-ups to failure, and lateral raises, some dumbbell lateral raises, just to sort of round it out. And that was my workout. Ended up being a little bit over an hour, and then I took my shower and got into my freezing car and headed to work. So, and now I am driving to go take care of a couple things for work, and it's a bit of a drive, about 35-40 minutes. So I figured I would go ahead and film this now while I have a little bit of extra time in the car, in the truck, sorry, for all my truck people. I say all my people like anybody's actually even watching this, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe one day. But it's been a journey for sure. I never thought I would end up in Texas. Never thought I would end up in the US, honestly. I grew up most of my life in Okinawa, Japan. And I always saw myself going back there, or either going into the military and then just going wherever they sent me, or going back to Okinawa. But when I was younger and that seemed like more of a possibility, I didn't know about, all of the citizenship stuff and all of the visas that you would need and, all that garbage. But it's been really nice to be here in Texas, actually. So came back here after my parents moved, and I aged out of being independent. And then I was living with my aunt, ended up meeting my wife. We did a brief stint in Florida, because I got a job with a really dope company down there. Now we're back, and we're very glad to be back, because now that we have a child and another one on the way, it is so, like, you can't put a price on having family nearby. Like, just the ability to, if you need a babysitter for something, if you need somebody to just having the ability to hug your family is so underrated. Hug your family more. Tell them you love them. You just never know. So yeah, push day today at the gym. I now have my coffee protein shake that is delicious and warm. Oh, so good. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for, sort of progress report for myself every now and then. I want to do it once a week at least. And I mentioned, I think yesterday, going to my neighborhood gym to do that, because there's nobody else there, and I can film there without feeling like a douchebag. Also, I have a lot of vocal tics. I say but and stuff like that a lot, and you don't notice those things until you start filming yourself and looking back at the footage after filming yourself. Because you can film yourself all day long, but if you're not actually going to look at it, or if you're not going to post it anywhere, and you're not going to watch it, then you may not find these things out. But anyway, I also say anyway a lot. Bear with me, guys, man. I am working through this whole speaking thing. Talking off the cuff is not as easy as people make it look. Oh man, that's a young deer. Roadkill's the worst, man. These beautiful deer that could have fed a whole family end up being killed by a truck or something. And then, of course, you can't take that meat or anything. Gotta love school traffic. Ugh. Well, that may be all I end up doing today. Just give you guys a little update. Remind you to hug your family. Love on your people. So, if you're watching, I love you. I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. I'm gonna use this as a sort of accountability for myself. If you want to join me in this and have a sort of accountability group that we can keep each other on it, drop a comment down below. I may create some sort of Discord or something like that we can shoot each other a message, or just some words of encouragement in the mornings and stuff like that, or in the evenings or whenever. whatever is your thing. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, let me know. You know where the comments are, right down there. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off because I need to pull up maps because I think I know where I'm going, but I would rather be sure. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Love you. Peace.